Good morning and welcome to another episode of Stand Up for Jehovah. I was inspired by that recent article called 7 Shepherds, 8 Dukes, What Do They Mean for Us Today? Sounds like an early 70s prog rock concept album to me, something that you might have heard on the old Grey Whistle Test or the John Peel sessions. The second thought was this: here they've been inventing characters since I left. What else have I missed? 7 dwarves, the 3 billy goats gruff. There could be all sorts in there that I don't know about. So I thought I'd do a little trot through the recent Watchtower article titles and see what else there was of interest, and I've got some really nice gems to share with you. The first one is this: Watchtower 15th of March 2013, family worship. Can you make it more enjoyable? I think the real question is, can it get more boring? Look, getting kids to do the Bible study with tea towels on their head pretending to be Bible characters is really not going to help you retain the youth. You've got a massive problem with young people leaving, and just this feeble article is not going to help. Having said that, I really did like the dramas at the assemblies where they had the olden days bit where the brothers used to dress up in their sheets and tea towels, and they used to mime to those American voice tapes that you used to send over to us. Now here's the thing: I've got nothing against Americans or American voices, but we were up north in Yorkshire. It really didn't help us when we were defending on the doors when people said, "Are you an American religion?" And we'd go, "Oh, no, we're not an American religion. Oh, no, we follow Jehovah. Come to the assembly." And then they'd come along and they'd listen to that tape with all the American voices in, and it just set us back a long time. It'd be as inappropriate for the brothers in Yorkshire to do a drama tape and send it over to you in America, wouldn't it? "Now then, Ananias, hast thou doing, lad?" "Aye, fair to mickling, old son." It just wouldn't be appropriate, so don't do it. Here's another thing, governing body, that I need to tell you about those drama tapes. In the modern day bit, there was always a kid called Randy. Right, point number 1, nobody in the whole of England is called Randy. Point number 2, if you were called Randy in Yorkshire, even Jehovah's Witnesses would bully you because it's such a stupid name. And number 3, in England, Randy is what happens when you get Wood looking at that foxy picture of Jezebel in the My Book of Bible Stories. Do your homework, please. Okay, what else do I have here? I have 1st of March, Watchtower 2013. Peter and Ananias lied. What lessons can we learn? Well, I don't know, governing body. What lessons can we learn? How about this one for starters? Don't get caught. Let me give you an example. In your article of the 1st of August 2013, you entitled it, "Can you trust religion regarding money?" And this is what you said. Angelina, who has always been religious, said, "In my church, they passed the basket 3 times during each worship service, and we were expected to give each time. They were always asking for money. I thought to myself, they do not have God's Spirit." Do the religions in your area employ direct or subtle pressure to obtain money? Is this in harmony with the Bible? This magazine obviously costs money to print and ship, yet you will never see commercial advertising or appeals for money. Really? Really? Let me refer you to your article, But 3 Months Later, which was basically listing all the ways that the witnesses could give you money as a study article. What ways could the witnesses give you money? Well, cash, jewellery, shares, pension annuities, house deeds, insurance policies. You didn't leave a single financial stone unturned, did you? But clearly that doesn't come under always asking for money, or subtle pressure to obtain money, or appeals for money. Don't get caught. It's embarrassing. There were 3 months between those 2 articles. Now look, I know that you have ways round this. I know that you can say one thing and then the other 3 months later, and the witnesses either A, won't notice, or B, will just believe it's new light. But come on, that's just feeble. Okay, what else have we got here? A couple of cheeky little articles. 1st of August, he was kept safe with 7 others, 7 dwarfs. 15th of August, a nice little article promoting mental illness, but in a good way. Elisha saw fiery chariots. Do you? Basically, it's hallucinating for Jehovah, isn't it? Hallucinate for Jehovah. But for God's sake, if you do, don't get professional help because it'll bring shame on Jehovah's name. Okay, the 1st of December article gets interesting. Out of the mountains you will mine copper. Right, this comes 1 month after the article that stated that you should follow the Watchtower's guidance even if what they say doesn't make sense. Okay. We also know that they are investing in Nigeria at the moment. I have a family member who's been working over there building kingdom halls. I just wondered this. Maybe they're not content to have mental slaves, and also knowing that the publishing and print industry is going down the pan and is not a viable way of making money in the future in view of the internet. I just wondered if maybe they were going to make real slaves out of Jehovah's Witnesses and have them working in copper mines. Well, you might think that that's a bit of a paranoid idea, but I don't, because it was followed up by this article. Jehovah shielded them in the shadows of the mountains. Don't worry about working in our new copper mines in Africa. Jehovah will provide you with umbrellas. When I was in the Jehovah's Witnesses, I always got the basic idea that they were more or less against masturbation. But it seems that there's been new light on this, because in the March 15th, 2013 Watchtower, there was an article called "There is Pleasantness at Your Right Hand Forever," followed by another article, "Maintain Your Sense of Urgency," which I always think is really good advice when you're cracking one out. But then it just goes too far. This trilogy of articles on masturbation finishes with, "Would you please take our picture?" Oh, come on, that's disgusting. There are more perversions discussed in the April 15, 2012 Watchtower. "The Son is Willing to Reveal the Father," page 3 to 7, and 70 Years of Holding On to the Skirt of a Jew. Look, I don't even know if there's a specialist website for that. I think you're cornering a niche market there. Now, the 1st of June Watchtower 2012 I thought was a particularly spiteful magazine. It starts off okay with this article, "How to Survive on a Reduced Income." Well, I thought, that's really nice advice for all the window cleaners and janitors that you've forced everybody to become. Really practical and useful. But then you kind of blatantly start taking the piss out of these poor people with an article, "My Best Vacation Ever." And then you finally rub salt in the wound with this article, "Impossible. What does it mean?" All right, I'll tell you what impossible means. Impossible means working as a window cleaner and having a vacation at all, you sanctimonious bastards. There's some more nice advice in the November 1st, 2012 Watchtower article, "Advice in Dealing with Debt." Again, helpful to all the poor Jehovah's Witnesses who have to subsist on low incomes because they're not allowed to get an education. Followed by the article, "What is Jehovah asking back from you?" Well, funny you should ask that. Can I refer you to your November 15th, 2013 Watchtower? What is Jehovah asking back from you? Cash, jewellery, shares, pension annuities, house deeds, insurance policies, stab your granny, sell your mother, anything else you can think of. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little romp through the latest Watchtower articles, and I hope you'll join me again for another issue of Stand Up for Jehovah.